What are the pros and the cons that come with living in Manassas, Virginia? Today, I'm going to take you around, talk about the pros and the cons that come with living in this area, and be sure to stick around until the end because I think some of the pros are also cons, so you're going to want to hear what that's all about. Manassas is home to 42,722 people. It has a median home value of $505,000 and a median household income of $109,534. One of the pros that comes with living in Manassas is the access to nature. Manassas has easy access to parks, recreational spaces, and hiking trails. In particular, I'm here at Manassas National Battlefield Park. Over 700,000 people visit this park each year, so needless to say, it's highly sought after by more than just locals. But it's just a beautiful place to come. If you want to see a reenactment or look into the history, you have that option. And you also have the option of just going for a hike in this beautiful setting. You would never know that, minutes away is shopping, dining, and entertainment. It's just very peaceful here, and that is something that comes with living in Manassas. They've really done a great job of surrounding you by nature. One of the other pros about living in Manassas is you have very easy access to VRE and Amtrak. And it's kind of twofold because that's a great option for public transportation, but with it comes one of the cons that is sort of territory when it comes to living in Manassas, and that is public transportation options are going to be limited. You've got your VRE, you've got Amtrak, very easy access there, but you will not find a metro station in Manassas, and there really isn't a fantastic bus structure here. It's not non-existent, and it is growing. But for right now, if you are looking to be in a place that has very easy access to a metro station, Manassas is not going to check that box. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, and playing in Northern Virginia, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that bell for notifications so that you'll never miss a video. Pro number 3 about Manassas is its proximity to DC, and I'm going to say it's a pro and then I'm going to follow it up with why it's a con. Manassas is just over 30 miles outside of DC, so certainly a reasonable commute if you're going to be heading into the city to enjoy the museums and the culture and just the city life. But here's where the con comes in. If you're going to be commuting from Manassas into DC, it is going to be a very long commute. Traffic is another con of living in Manassas, so I'm going to say long commute / traffic if you're going to be living in Manassas and heading into the city. It definitely is going to be a rough drive and probably one that you would want to look into maybe using VRE instead. But if you're planning on heading into DC from Manassas on a regular basis via car, just be prepared that it's going to be a long commute. While I'm running around Manassas, I'm going to point out that another pro of Manassas is, by Northern Virginia standards, it is actually the most affordable city in Northern Virginia, and the pro of Manassas in general is the lower cost of living. Now, keep in mind, it's still Northern Virginia, so that's always going to be a factor, but by Northern Virginia standards, Manassas is a very, very affordable area and generally offers a lower cost of living than other areas in Northern Virginia. Overall, Manassas runs 22% higher for cost of living than the national average. Housing, of course, is where it's going to hit the hardest, but still pretty reasonable at 57% higher than the national average. Groceries are going to run you about 10% more, and transportation is going to run you about 2% more. So if you've checked out any of our other videos on different areas in Northern Virginia, Manassas really does stand out. If you are looking for an affordable place to live and you don't mind that you are more than likely going to be commuting out of the area, because one of the cons of Manassas is it has limited job diversity here. So it's going to be more limited in terms of if you were closer to DC or another major metropolitan area like Arlington or Tyson's Corner. But the trade-off is your money, particularly when it comes to housing, goes so much further here in Manassas. So like every area, pros and cons, but just wanted to point out and Give Manassas kudos. That's a big pro. It's a hard one to find in our area, but it really does, in comparison to the other areas in Northern Virginia, have a lower cost of living. Having a downtown area is a big pro when it comes to living in Manassas. You can come to the downtown area, you can get some great food, you can go into local shops, and you can just stroll around. It's such a peaceful vibe down here. Everyone's very friendly, and it's just nice to come and stroll around and support the local businesses. On the weekends, it does get busy, so you might have a little bit of trouble finding parking, but it's definitely not too bad and worth checking out. Another pro that comes with living in the Manassas area is access to a variety of types of housing. In Manassas, you will find rentals in the form of apartment communities, you will find condos, you'll find townhouse style condos, regular fee simple townhomes, single family homes, luxury homes, and even 55 plus communities. No matter what you're looking for in terms of types of housing, Manassas will have it.
Traffic is definitely a con of living in Manassas. That said, I don't think there's anywhere in Northern Virginia that you can live and avoid traffic. It is a way of life here. I am on 95 North right now, leaving Manassas. And traffic actually, it's about 3:15 in the afternoon. Traffic today actually is not too bad, especially heading south on the other side. It's normally bumper to bumper there, but it is a Wednesday when I'm filming this, and Monday and Thursdays are the absolute worst when it comes to traffic, particularly on 95. If you are living in Manassas though, you will 100% be sitting in some traffic if you are traveling on 66. There's just no way around it. You do have the express lanes now, so if you want to pay to avoid that traffic, it is an option, but it does add up pretty quickly, so that's probably going to depend on what your budget looks like. But again, traffic, yes, it's a con in Manassas, but that applies to really every other city in Northern Virginia. It's just a characteristic of life here.
As always, whether you're moving in a month or a year, give us a call, shoot us a text, reach out on social, whatever works for you. We've got your back when you're making that move to Northern Virginia.